Once again, we are all welcome to this class.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. So we stopped here last time, and we continue from there. We look at another interesting topic today.
Okay, sir.
Please mute yourself once you are not talking. Well, if I ask a question, then you can unmute yourself. If I do not ask a question, kindly mute yourself for others so that when they are watching the video too, they won't have the feedback. So today we'll be looking at separation. Separable, let's use separable equation. So what are the steps we need to take in solving this? When you have the general function to be the y, the x, equals to p of x, then q of y. So in this step, some of the things we need to focus on are: step one, separate x term and y term. Step, separate x term and y term. Step two, integrate both sides. That is y term dy equals to s term dx plus c. So let's look at the example. Example one. When you have y prime equals to y prime plus 2xy equals to x. Remember, y prime is the same thing as the y dx. So we have the y dx plus 2xy equals to x. We have it to be the y, the x equals to s minus 2xy. sorry. So we have the y, the s to be equals to, s is common, so in this case, what do we do? We can cross multiply, say, because dy equals to s into 1 minus 2y dy. But we don't need anything y in this side. So what we do is we divide both sides by,
Hello, sir.
yes,
Sir, it has to be ds root dy.
thank you,
Yes, sir.
the x, thank you, by 1 minus 2y. So when you divide both sides by 1 minus 2y, what do you have? You have 1 over, or just let me put it this way. You have dy over 1 minus 2y equals to x into 1 minus 2y dx over 1 minus 2y. So this go with this. So at the end of the day, we have 1 all over 1 minus 2y dy equals to s dx. Then we can integrate both sides. So you have integral of 1 over 1 minus 2y dy equals to integral of x dx. So at the end of the day, let's see what we have. This side, left hand side, they're not easy for us to break it down, but let's do it this way. For left hand side, du dy is equals to -2, then our du is equals to -2 dy. And we need our dy to be equal to -1/2 du.
So, sir, how do you get that minus 2 dy, sir?
Divide both sides by -2. What do you have?
Okay.
I'm not supposed to be doing this, but I'm just trying to explain because I know you've done that in your calculus. So I'm just trying to help you guys. So it's going to be remember that the general equation says, let's see. Remember this equation says 1/u multiplied by what is dy? The y is here. Substitute it. Am I right? Which is equals to -1/2 outside integral of 1/u du. Any question?
Yes, sir.
What's the question?
Sir, how do you put this format, sir?
Which one?
Okay, sir. I get it.
Which one are you trying to ask?
The implies.
Mm-hmm.
The down -1/2, the integral of 1/u du.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Do you understand where it came from now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. -1/u. If I integrate -1/u, what do I have? If I integrate 1/u, sorry.
If you go in u,
Ln u.
say ln u, yes, sir. Ln u.
C. So don't forget, we are still integrating this side,
The left side. Yes, sir.
left-hand side. So
Yes,
which implies that -1/2 ln, what is u? 1 minus 2u, 2y
yes, sir.
plus c. So that is our u. So this is the left-hand side.
Jesus is not.
Which one is Jesus Christ now? We are still solving elementary and you are saying Jesus Christ. When you now start the job, what will you say? Allah Christ. Okay. So now let's look at it. For right hand side, the right hand side is integral of s dx, which is simple.
Yeah, that gives us s squared over 2.
Okay. We might not put plus c to this one since we are having plus c here. So, which implies that -1/2 ln absolute value of 1 minus 2y equals to 1/2 s squared plus c. We can call this one equation 1. So it will help me to say equation 1 becomes this. So now that I have this, I need to eliminate -1/2. It will go. If I multiply 2 by -2, what do I have? I will have ln 1 minus 2y equals to minus x squared plus c. Everything will still be c. Constant is still constant. So we proceed by saying we need to cancel this lane. The only thing that can cancel the lane is exponential. So we multiply through by exponential. So where you have exponential lane 1 minus 2y equals to exponential minus x squared plus c, which is same thing as this will go with this. You have 1 minus 2y equals to, yes.
Please, how do you get ln 1 minus 2y equals to minus s squared plus c?
Bro, it's better you try to be here. This is equation 1. Left hand side and right hand side. What is left hand side solution is here. Then what is right hand side solution is here. Bring the two together like this.
Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we have it to be c exponential minus s squared. C exponential minus s squared. So in this case, we need y to be equals to something. So if we need y, we can take 1 to the other side. We have minus 2y equals to c exponential minus s squared minus 1. Then we can divide both sides by minus 1 over 2. I'll multiply both sides with minus 1 over 2. So we have y equals to minus c exponential minus s squared minus 1 all over 2. Any question? Silence means no question. But that's not the where we're going. I just used that one to explain to us. Today we'll be looking at homogeneous method. And for homogeneous method, solving differential equation, let's look at it. Homogeneous method. So on homogeneous method, what are the things you need to learn? The definitions. We have f of ks, ky equals to f of x, y. Then let's just be following now. Let v equals to y over x. We assume this one. Let v equals to y over x. And I can have my 1 over v to be equals to x over y. Then if I cross multiply here, what do I have? by y will be equals to Vx. Then my y equals to Vx. So as for me, I can differentiate the y. If I want to differentiate the y, the x will be, let me hold my x constant and differentiate v. I will have it x dv dx plus, let me hold v constants and differentiate x. I will have v dx dx. So at the end of the day, I will have x dv dx plus v, because this will turn to 1 already. So we have the y, the x to be equals to this. Please, we'll be using these results as time goes on. We'll be using all these results as time goes on. Let's take note of that. So we can proceed by solving the problem. Let's look at the problem now.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
But the y dx equals to s dv dx plus v, is that a general formula?
It's not a general formula, it's just the differentiation for this particular one.
Okay, sir.
For homogeneous, let y equals to this, or let v equals to this, or let 1 over v equals to this. That is the representation. So let's look at this. Example 2, dy dx equals to x squared plus y squared over xy. So how do we solve it? First thing we need to do is to make this equation look like, what's the highest power of x in this case? Part of the step.
So
Step 1.
Okay.
Step 1, divide all terms by s squared. That is the highest power of x in this case. Divide all terms by the, we have the y, the x, equals to s squared over s squared plus y squared over s squared over xy over s squared. We've done that now. So what do we have? At the end of the day, we have 1 plus y over x all squared divided by Bernard. I will put you in a waiting room. If your mic still make noise, you can only on the mic when you are asked to talk or you want to say something. I immediately off it. Okay, let's proceed. So here we can now go ahead and say s cancel x, you have y over x. So remember, our dy dx is equals to 1 plus y over x squared all over y over x. Now, step 2. Let's look at step 2. We let v equals to y over x. Remember, we have it here from the day 1. v equals to y over x. So let's proceed from there. Which implies y equals to vx. And our dy ds is equals to s dv dx plus v. So we proceed from there. Remember, we have, let me call this one equation 1. So I would now say equation 1 becomes dy dx equals, let's look at it, 1 plus, we have y over x. Y over x here is v. That means we have v squared over v. So in this case now, I can substitute my dy dx in terms of v. So we have this one already, the one we did the other time. We can put it there, x dv dx plus v is equals to 1 minus plus v squared over v. So 1 minus v squared over v is the same thing as x dv dx plus v equals to 1 all over v plus v squared over v. This one will go with this. So I have x dv dx plus v equals to 1 all over v plus v. Now, something is, I can take the v from here to the other side. You agree with me that this cancels this automatically? Because if this moves to the other side, it turns to negative. Or if this one comes here, it's also going to turn to negative. So we have now x dv dx to be equals to 1 all over v. Any question? Silence means no question. Okay, let's proceed. We can now begin to do what we call separable variable. If you do separable variable, what do we have here? How do we solve there? All we need in this case is, let's say x. We have x dv equals to 1 over v dx. So we need s to goes to x. We need v to move to v. Who can tell us what to do? Anybody? Emmanuel Obufuwoye, Michael Arowolu. Anybody? Okay. It simply means that I can multiply through by v over the x. If I multiply multiplied through by v over the x. So we're going to have v over the x multiplied by s dv is it v over the x or what again? So multiply through by v. Let's say we multiply through by v and see how we can divide through by x. So we multiply through by v. So we have vx dx equals to v into 1 over v dx. This goes with this. At the end of the day, I can now say divide through by x. So which means vx dx over x equals to the s over s. So the s cancel s here. Sorry, here. So we have v dv equals to 1 all over x dx. Any question? So you go ahead, you can integrate both sides. By integrating both sides, what do I have here? I will have 1 over 2v squared equals to ln x, absolute value of x, plus c. So which means that I can, with this 1 over 2, I can multiply 2 by 2. So it will give me 2 equals to 2 ln absolute value of x plus c. Then I can find my phi because I'm actually looking for that. My v is equals to square root of both. So I have plus or minus because of the square root 2 ln x plus c. At the end of the day, you recall your v. Your v is y over x. So I have y over x equals to plus or minus square root of 2 ln s plus c. Explicitly, you can cross multiply by saying y equals to plus or minus x square root of 2 ln s plus c. Any question? Any question, please? Yes,
Yes,
yes, go ahead.
So I was lost. I was lost. My connection went off.
Okay. When you get the recording, you can continue from there. So
Okay,
where did you miss?
I missed from s dv ds equals to 1 over v plus v.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, no, sir. Yes, up.
So
Yes,
you can copy it later. Don't worry. That's not a problem. I will share the video for you guys, or you can see it on the course page. Any question? Okay, let's look at another question. Number 3, 2x dy equals to x plus y dx. We have to solve it, get the homogeneous out. So for us to solve this one, it's a bit lengthy, but we can do it. Let's start. Solution now. Let's v, or let y equals to vx dy is equals to dv of x plus v dx. It's still the same thing we did the other time, only that I just cross multiply with the x. Multiply through by the x. So our dy is equals to s dv plus v dx. So we can go ahead and substitute our y and our dv, our dy again. So if you substitute, you have 2x in bracket. What is the y? S dv plus v dx equals to s plus vx dx. S plus vx dx. So in this case now, s is common. I can factorize s out, say 1 minus plus v dx. But in this case now, I have 2s in bracket x dv plus v dx. This is cancelled this. At the end of the day, I have with me 2s dv plus plus 2v dx equals to dx plus v dx. Any question? Okay. We can match all the v together, and we can create a space for the x too. So what we have here is 2x dv so we have plus, remember you have 2v here and we have 1v here. If we cross to this side, it will turn to negative. So we now have 2 minus 1, which is 1. We have v dx equals to the x. Any question? Okay. Now that we have this, and we're trying to do a kind of separable variable, so we have 2x dv equals to So we can continue by saying equals to dx minus v dx. So you have 2x dv equals to 1 minus v dx. So I need to multiply separable variable, multiply through by one minus v over 2, or we can just say we multiply through by 1 minus v 2x.
But Elisa,
Yes.
so when we play through by 1 over v, 1 minus v there over 2s, since they are in the different side.
Remember the v is here. V is
Okay.
here.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying now? 2x, we are multiplying 2 by 2x 1 minus v.
Okay, initially you said over, that was confused.
No, sorry, we are dividing through by 2x,
Okay.
divide through by 2x 1 minus v. So we have 2x dv over 2x 1 minus v equals to 1 minus v dx over 2x 1 minus v. So this goes with this, and this goes with this. Can you see it now? So at the end of the day, you have the v over 1 minus v equals to the x over 2x. Any question? So I can go ahead and say, okay, I want to integrate this, blah, blah, blah. So it's easy for me now to integrate with respect to each of them. So if I want to integrate now, you agree with me if I said integral of 1 all over 1 minus v dv equals to 1 all over 2 integral of 1 all over x dx. So I can go ahead by saying this one will give me minus ln 1 over v. You remember the one I first of all solved, the separation, it already gave me the idea that this is what will happen. You can try it, use the same method I used, let u equals to 1 over v, 1 minus v, you will still get the same answer, which is equals to 1 over 2 ln x plus c. 1 over 2 ln x plus c. But in this case now, we can't leave this not the final answer. We have to replace v back to y. So, and that would now take us into another way of solving it. So you remember when you have n log s, it's the same thing as log s raised to power n. So we are going to make use of this with this one now. So that, look at it, it's going to be, this is -1. It will come over this one. It will turn to exponent 1 minus v raised to power -1 equals to ln x raised to power 1 over 2 plus ln x. So in this case now, we have the scenario of ln 1 all over 1 minus v any question equals to ln square root of x plus ln c. Any question in this case? Are we still there?
Yes, sir.
Only Bernard is talking. Others, Benjamin, are you there? Emmanuel, are you there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Arolo, okay. I need your response, please. Thank you. So we have this. So in this case now, what do we need to do? Remember, we need to harmonize everything together. Recall that ln A plus ln B same thing as ln AB. So once you know that, then we can proceed by saying ln 1 all over 1 minus b equals to ln, this is multiplication, c is c. Whatever you use to multiply it is still c. So this goes with this. So I have 1 all over v, 1 over 1 minus v equals to c square root of x. Please, who can tell us what is our v in this case? Hello, guys. What is v?
C raised to x.
V is equals to what? Check your notes if you are there with us. From the beginning of this question, I said let V equals to what? I'm waiting. Okay. 1 all over 1 minus y over x is equals to c square root of x. So if you do this very well, you will have x all over x minus y equals to c square root of x. That's the question I'm just asking you. So at the end of the day, when you multiply 2 by x minus y, you have x minus y multiplied by x minus y equals to c square root of x minus y. So this goes with this. Then I have x equals to c square root of x into x minus y. But when we take the square of both sides, in order for us to cancel the square root of x, of both sides, remember we want to cancel this. So we have x squared equals to c square root of x in brackets x minus y all squared. So we have x squared equals to c squared s. Remember, this is square root also squared into x minus y all squared. So that is the breakdown. So the breakdown in this case will be what? We have x squared equals to c squared. This is x because of this. This is x into x minus y all squared. Now, I can boldly say divide both sides by x. What do I have? This x cancel this x. This one go with this. So I have x equals to c squared x minus y all squared. Any question? C squared x minus y all squared. Therefore, our final answer in this case will be, remember, c is constant. Constant will always be constant. Whether it's raised to power 10 is still constant. So in this case now, I can now write this one by saying absolute value of x equals to c into s minus y all squared. That's the homogeneous equation. You can see all we are doing here is just plus or minus this elementary. That's what we are applying for what we are doing. Any question, please? Arowolo, are you still there?
Yes, sir.
Any question?
No, sir.
Okay. So let's look at another question. This is number what, please? 3. Let's look at number 4. Number 4, we have y prime equals to xy over x squared minus y squared, which implies the y, the x, equals to xy over x squared minus y squared. When you cross multiply, what do you have? You have xy, the x, equals to s squared minus y squared, the y. Let y equals to vx. Let y equals to vx. And our dy is equals to x dv plus v dx. Hence dv plus v dx. Then I can go ahead and solve the problem. I can go ahead and solve it. So for us to solve this one, what do we need to do? Let's substitute our v, our y here. I can call this one equation star. let equation star becomes x into Vx dx equals to s squared minus v squared s squared in brackets s dv plus v dx. So you have vs squared dx equals to, we can open this one, something is common here, s squared is common, you have 1 minus v squared. This case now you have x dv who can tell us what to do now? You have s dv plus v dx. So in this case now, you agree with me that s squared go with s squared. So here I have v dx equals to 1 minus v. I can open the bracket of 1 minus v. Let's open the bracket with this side. So I will have 1 multiplied by this. I will have x dv plus v dx minus v squared x dv minus v cubed dx. This goes with this one. So I can take my v cubed out, equals to s dv minus v squared s dv. Something is common to them. That makes them unique. We have v raised to the power 3 dx equals to x in brackets 1 minus v squared dv. So in this case now, the best thing for us to solve is what? We can use separable variable now. For separable variable, what do we need to do? That is, divide both sides, divide both sides by v cubed x. So it's going to be what? V cubed dx over v cubed x equals to x in brackets 1 minus v squared over v cubed x dx. So this go with this, v cubed go with v cubed. So we can boldly see that we have this. So now that we have each of them has already gone, we can go ahead and say the x over x is equals to 1 minus v squared over v cubed dx over v cubed v dv rather, sorry. So when you integrate this one, what do you have? So what do we have? We can separate them. It is easier for us to break this one down first by saying integral of 1 over x dx is equals to integral of 1 over v cubed minus 1 over v cubed dv minus integral of 1 all over v. Because this one we already cancel through, it will remain 1. So here we have ln x equals to, we can now integrate this one by saying integral of v raised to power minus 3 dv minus ln v plus z. So if I integrate this one to, what do I have? Here I will have, now when you integrate this one, integral of v minus 3, what do you have? You have minus v negative 2 over 2, which is same thing as negative 1 all over 2v. So that is the answer for that. So I can put it here in this way. I can say that they'll always put this one in absolute value so that it will be guided. That here we have ln x absolute value equals to negative 1 all over 2v squared minus ln v plus c. But don't forget, we have our v to be equals to y over x, which implies our y is equals to vx. So I can substitute it. I don't have any problem with ln x is still ln x equals to negative 1 all over. We have 2. What is v? Our v is y over x. We have y over x all squared minus ln absolute value of y over x plus c. So at the end of the day, when you break this one down, all you need to do is just arithmetic. This will be negative 1 over s squared divided by 2y squared minus ln y minus ln x because division means negative subtraction. So at the end of the day, what do we have here? We have ln absolute value of x equals to minus x squared over 2y squared minus ln y plus ln x. This ln x, we cancel this one. So we are very close to the final solution. So at the end of the day, this will be 0 equals to minus x squared over 2y squared minus ln y plus c. So if you take ln y as a subject of formula, we have ln y equals to minus x squared over 2y squared plus c. Remember, we only need y. So we try as much as possible to get y out of this lane. So we take exponential of both sides. When you take exponential of both sides, you have exponential lane y equals to exponential minus s squared over 2y squared plus c. So here we have this, we go with this, you have y equals to exponential minus s squared over 2y squared dot exponential c. Exponential c is still c because constant is still constant, which is equals to exponential c equals to exponential y equals to c exponential minus s squared over 2y squared. That is your final answer. Any question? Are we still there? Emmanuel, Juliana, I've not heard your voice. Are you there?
Yes.
Unmute yourself. Hello, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Hello, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Are you getting what we are doing?
Yeah. I can't follow the pace, but yeah, a bit faster than.
That is why I was asking the question. Anyway, you have the video.
Yes, I will go through it again.
Yes, go through it again. Then if you have any question, let me know. That's why I mentioned each of the steps I'm taking, so that in case you cannot see me being putting everything together, you know that I'm saying it and you can pick it up from there. So any other question? Olaniyo, are you there? Okay, maybe we should stop for today. The next, if you look at it now, for today now, let me stop sharing the screen. How many of us, you are coming for the first time today? Arowolo,
It's my first time, sir.
this is your first time. Wow. Ogufuye.
First time, sir.
Wow. So you guys have been receiving my messages and you did not show up. Why? What happened?
I just got the message on another platform.
Boy, do you check your NOUN email?
Yes, I've not received any before.
Oh, will you be able to log in into that account? If you log in into that account, I still send it yesterday night. Juliana,
Sir?
is it your first time too?
Yes, sir.
So where have you been?
I've not received any mail for this.